What a strange coincidence that Beck and I would have planned the same video the same week. We didn't talk or anything. We just both decided, hey, let's do the Nermon 2012 survey. Woo! Basically, I'm going to go through the same questions that Becca did and answer them with my answers. And yeah. So, first question, why are you called that? This is a long one. Basically, I came up with the name senioritis because we're seniors, and seniors, when you're a senior, you contract the disease senioritis, which is basically you're just tired of being at school, but you're not quite ready to leave school yet because you are kind of afraid of the next step. I know I'm afraid of the next step. My personal channel, JMaster1324, it's because I'm kind of vain. I like to call myself the Master. Not because of Doctor Who. This was before I was new to Who. And J, because my first name starts with a J. My first name, Justin, because this dude my dad worked with before I was born, his name was Justin. Apparently he was the most epic guy ever. Had the same name as me, so they named me after him. My first middle name, I have two, is Michael. It's because my sister begged and pleaded for my first name to be Michael. But my family has a billion Michaels, and my parents didn't want to call me Michael. So my first middle name is Michael. My second middle name, Thomas, is because my dad and one of my great-grandfathers times X, his name is Thomas, so got named after family there. And my last name is obviously my dad's surname. Tell us about your favorite school teacher. Basically, when I had gone through this, I just went with high school, so I'll go through them all. In elementary school, my favorite teacher was Miss Deputy. When I moved to Texas, she was the first teacher I had. She was awesome. She was my first grade teacher, and kind of helped me cope and make friends, and she's just an awesome person. My middle school, let's skip middle school, because middle school was dark days, and I don't really remember having a favorite. Oh, Miss Yearwood. She was awesome. But other than Miss Yearwood, the rest of middle school was... I could have used Ned for my middle school. My favorite high school teacher, this is the one I wrote, was Mrs. Cummings. Greatest teacher ever, next to Coach Walker, but you can't really judge anyone by Coach Walker because Coach Walker is the greatest teacher on this earth. She was an amazing teacher. She could teach any science she wanted to, and no one could teach it any better. She doesn't quite realize it, but she's definitely a nerd fighter. There's no stopping that. She would always listen to every nerdy joke I came up with and laughed along no matter how terrible they were. And they get terrible. And she retired this last year, so kind of sad I don't get to see her that much anymore. But she's helping with robotics this year, so I get to see her during that. Question number 3. What's the strangest food you've ever eaten? The strangest food I've ever eaten is actually one I eat all the time. My favorite sandwich in the world is peanut butter, bologna, and ketchup. Now, I can already hear you all yelling, ew, because every time I bring it up, that's what everyone does. I don't know how in the world I came up with this idea that I loved it, but I just put them all together and ate it, and it's like, this is delicious. And I've been eating it ever since. Question 4. Tell us about your first, as he put it, gig. I'm going to clarify that that's a concert for those not rock or music inclined. My first concert was at the South Dakota State Fair in this 2000, I don't know exactly what year. And it was a Kenny Rogers concert, and I automatically fell in love with him. He's still one of my favorite country singers, and that's saying something, because I don't like country. Country's on the bottom of my list of music I listen to. My second one I just want to talk about was this past year at Tour de Nerdfighter. I got to meet Hank face to face. The pictures, I look like I'm just blank-faced, just totally serious. On the inside, I was freaking out. I was like, dude, this is the greatest human in the world. I want to hug him. But they didn't have time for hugs, so I didn't hug him. Question 5. What is your favorite place in the world? This one took me a while to think, because I don't generally like places. But, truth be told, I love Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It is one of the greatest towns in the world. It's got hot Harley nights in the summer. You get to see a bunch of motorcycles. It's got the Sioux Falls, which are this awesome waterfall that they have a laser show and everything. It's amazing. I have most of my family in Sioux Falls, so I get to see them when I go there. And some of my greatest memories with my grandmother before she passed was in Sioux Falls. I mean, what's not to love about Sioux Falls? It's amazing. Plus, anyone who's been to Sioux Falls should know about Schwan's. Or no, not Szechuan's. The greatest Asian food in the world. You should go there, if you ever go there. And who I want to do this next, I guess should scratch off Becca, because she's already done this. And Becca's friend. Hi, Becca's friend. I would like Sydney to do it next, then Trisha and Kaki. That'd be pretty awesome. And anyone who watches our videos, I'm still pretty sure we're the only people who watch these. But if there is anyone else, make a video, answer these questions, add a video link. And I guess that's everything for now. DFTBA.